Okay, let's go again. RichardJones, 2101. Cool. Do I know him? Let's play King's Gambit anyway. If I play an immediate H4 here, or G3, I think for knight takes F7. So G4, knight G5, and knight takes F7 soon. It's one way of doing it. Another way might be just knight G1. I think I've seen this before. Knight takes F7 in 19th century games. Games of Morphe. I'll take on G4 soon. Oh, did I miss my chance? Okay. We got knight C3 to protect D5. Knight C3 looks like a good move. Then E5 and bishop F4 with bishop D6 without D5 being loose. Okay. Pretty sure this position's been analysed before over the last 200 years, probably. 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm a pawn up. It's good news. Just the knight down. Hopefully better central control after knight C3. And if I can, whoa! Can I take that for the G file? I just do G takes here. I'm going to cheekily take that. Ah. Something about H5, would that be handy? I don't want to lose that pawn. It's forcing my hand a bit here. Unless I just castle here, bishop H4, F takes G. On F7 there. He plays G3 though. G3. King G2. I think I'll go for that. Just want to get my rook and bishop coordinating on F7. F4. Bishop H4, F5. With knight F6, there's knight C3. Hopefully this is good because there's also Queen H5 on the cards. If I get F5 in, that pawn which is on G2 is pretty handy. For Queen G6. There's Queen E8. No, not Queen E8. That's not protected. So F5 might actually be really a good move. Knight F6, knight C3. Okay, Okay, is he going to waste time with bishop h4? With bishop h3, f5, bishop f1. There's queen h5 there, threatening queen f7 and queen g6. How would he parry that? So bishop h3, f5, bishop f1, queen h5. That looks quite good fun. Oh dear. Oh dear. f5 with queen h5. Amazing. So currently, does that still work with c6, f5, cd, queen h5? Still dangerous there with c6. But I think probably better is just to retreat the bishop. Bishop b3 just to keep an eye on f7. But then d4 is a bit loose, so he's stopping all that together. So f5 here looks pretty good though. Try and get in, well, it extends the scope of this bishop and stops bishop h3s, so I think I'm going to go for f5. Knight f6, maybe knight c3 actually. Bishop h4. I'm going to play knight c3 and e5 for f6. So here clearly he's tempting e5 and f6, but bishop e5 doesn't work there because my queen would be protecting bishop. So what's the meaning of bishop d6? Can't I just play e5? Is that a blunder? Take c6 on the bishop f3? Anywhere? Don't get it. Maybe I should. Oh, queen h4. Hang on. Oh, God. Jaloob. He's threatening queen h4. Why don't I just play bishop g5 then? First. Oh, God, that would have been tragic. This pawn's actually significant. But now again, the threat is renewed of e5. Bishop e7, maybe bishop takes g8? Or just queen d2? Or queen c1? Bishop e7, okay. Queen c1, queen d2 and bishop g8 if c6, if bishop g5 takes, and then there's f6. So queen d2 looks pretty good for bishop takes g8. If knight f6 there, bishop takes an e5, or no, bishop takes a knight c3. There's no f6 here. There's no queen h5. Bishop g8 here. Or f6, hang on, let's go back to f6. Knight f6, rook f6, bishop f6. I think queen d2, and if c6 then bishop takes d8. Queen d2 looks like good move. Coming in on this f6 square with a few bits and bobs of more pawns than pieces. Now for f6 on the cards. f6, king g6, queen f4. No. Or F7 there, F6, King G6, F7. Well, the rook takes F5 here. What's the meaning of this? I don't have to leave the bishop on D5. That's rook F7. Rook on the 7th and Queen F4, Knight D5, there's Queen F5. So Queen F4 here looks good. To stop Knight D5, there's Queen F5. Do I need to calculate anything else here? Rook F6, King G7. Queen F4 looks pretty logical. It supports the rook. It threatens Queen F6. It stops Knight D5. I can't see what's wrong with Queen F4. It stops Rook F8. Okay. And Bishop E6 or Knight C3, just the treble on the F file. Maybe Rook F6 was stronger. What about Rook F6 here? Knight takes, Queen takes his mate. Of King G7. So Knight C3. Let's play Knight C3 for a moment. There's Rook F8. There's no Queen sack or anything. Queen F5, Queen F6, Rook F6. So back to Rook F6. There's Rook G7, unfortunately. Then there's nothing there. What about Rook G7 takes Queen F7 is mate. Rook G7. Wow. Pretty strong forcing move. King takes. Queen F7 is mate. I can't really see anything wrong with that. Rook G7 takes. Queen F7. Yes, 20 moves. Who's this resigned? Wow. Wow. King's Gambit. Rules. Bring back the romantic period. Someone was saying on a YouTube thing as though Knight F7 wasn't theory. I'm pretty sure this is a standard Gambit line, which is quite dangerous for black. But I was nearly tricked here, evilly, to play E5. But then Queen H4, I think I'd be in severe difficulties because of the mate threat. So Bishop G5 is an important move. And now he's back on the back foot, especially after giving back a piece. Now there's a very serious threat. So comments or questions on YouTube. Thanks so much.